I maintain that we are not going to be equals, we're not going to be peers until we have our own servers, until we have our own servers in the cloud. So our conception of what you might call the personal cloud is a little bit grander than what you might hear from Gartner. We think of it as an online virtual computer, a thing that has a data store, a way to manage programs, etc. So it needs an operating system. And with such a system, we can be equals with the services that we're using. Now, if you think about an operating system for a minute, operating systems provide wonderful stuff. Until operating systems came along, computers were largely toys for geeks because they were unusable by most people. Your mom can use a computer because it has an operating system. That's what makes it usable. It also provides services which allow developers to get a lot of leverage. Right? I'm from Utah. WordPerfect had a whole building of people that built nothing but printer drivers because DOS didn't have printer drivers. That was huge friction, right? If you had a little program and you wanted it to print, it couldn't. Right? That's what operating systems do. They provide identity, data, programming models, and connectivity, things that allow these personal clouds to connect to each other. Drummond and I wrote a whole paper on this connectivity principle, which you can find at a URL I'll give you in a little bit. We've built a personal cloud operating system, which I'd be happy to demonstrate to people later. I don't have time now. Our model supports what we think of as these programmable computers. I borrowed language from Mickey McManus, who's in the audience, calling them persistent data objects. I don't know if I misappropriated that or not, but the model fit really well, because these represent almost anything. They're networked, they're decentralized, they connect to each other regardless of how the hosts have relationships with each other. And to introduce this idea, we came up with something really silly, and that's these little tags that allow you to essentially